What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. Today is Monday. It is March the 6th. And I don't know what's going on with my voice. It's like going in and out. So that's why I decided to use my mic today, so that you guys could actually hear me clearly. We are in the car with it today, okay? Today, the car was just the vibes. Today, the car was just the vibes. So I decided to film this in the car. This video was actually supposed to go up like 2 weeks ago. And every single day I procrastinated if I wanted to film this video. Every single day of the last 2 weeks. And today I was like, you know what? I think my husband and I were supposed to go run some errands, but he never got up from his nap. So yeah, I'm just gonna wing it and just pretty much film until he calls me. I'm literally down the street. So if he needs for us to go, then I can just like stop this and um resume it later on. But I want to get this done now because it's so beautiful outside. I wanted to change the scenery because I always want to change the scenery. If you know me personally, I'm a creature of habit, but I don't mind on a certain day or I let me put it like this. I have to be the one to change the scenery. It can't be like we live here, then we got to move here, then we got to move. Like, it got to be on my terms. So today I was like, I don't want to film in the house. It was like already kind of cold in the house anyway. So I was like, I want to get out, get some sun. I got the AC on. So if y'all hear any background noise, that's what that is. But I got baby boy with me, Jacob. Zeke is at school. And then I like had a pickup order at 2 o'clock, which was perfect because I'm like, well, by the time I get through running my mouth and like sitting down to like get a little bit of this edited, it'll be roughly time to go get Ezekiel. So that's even more perfect. I'm pretty much, if y'all see me turning my head often, I'm gonna try to stay focused on y'all, but it's because I'm behind what is this, Albertsons? Y'all, I ain't shopped in, I don't think I've ever shopped in Albertsons. If I have, it's probably to get some milk real quick, but I've never shopped in Albertsons. But I'm right behind Albertsons. I'm looking at a Walgreens. Walmart's right here. DD's discount is right here. Um, yeah, I'm just pretty much, I hope he don't start crying. Because he was not doing none of that crying until I stopped the car. Could be because of the vibration too. But I'm going to try to make this as quick as I can. But I know it's going to be pretty lengthy because I want to get some stuff off my chest. No, I just want to dive into this conversation that a lot of people have DM'd me about. A lot of things that I have had questions from friends that I haven't got DMs about, and I just want to like share it pretty much in a video so I can answer all questions and then I can just be as open and as honest as I can. But again, disclaimer, if y'all see me turning, it's because I'm literally looking out at the street right now. So there's a lot of like traffic going back and forth. And if I have to pause really quick to get him out the car seat, I will. But I just want to put all those disclaimers out so y'all are not like, oh my gosh, she's doing the most. So I wrote down some little nuggets, and this is another reason why I never uploaded that video because I did film it. So the procrastination was real, but I finally sat down to film it and I did not like it. I loved the vibe of it. It was like a nighttime vibe. It was just me. I had just gotten out the shower. Like, I had it all set up, but I wasn't okay with it. Like, it felt really genuine and it felt like this is what you should post because it's so real. But I'm never going to post anything just to say I posted content. So I wanted to make sure that it was like still up to my par and my standard, and feel like this is going to give a little bit more. So hopefully y'all like this video, because if I don't, I'm gonna be mad that I done sat here for almost over an hour to chat with y'all. But I'm gonna go through it and look at it and see if I like it. And if it's here and y'all are watching, then y'all know that I liked it. Um, but I did not, one of the reasons I did not post it was not just because of that, but it was also because I had notes in my phone, but y'all know I use my phone to film. So I couldn't remember off the top of my head what I wrote down. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember right now. So we really are going to just wing it off of memory's sake. And then maybe I'll come up with a few more things as well so that I can, at least get this out for y'all. Obviously from the title, this is motherhood. And I could easily talk about motherhood in vlogs, but the reason that I don't is because it's worth sitting down and talking about it separately because there's so much that goes into motherhood. This is not a tutorial of motherhood. This is not a booklet of motherhood. This is not even like the strategies or like it's none of that. This is simply my personal journey as a mother. It is included in other people's experiences that I've heard from conversation, but this is 99.9%, if not 100%, of my personal journey as a mother. Even a little bit before I was a mom, things I did with Zeke that I didn't do with Jacob, vice versa. It's just so much, and I want to dive into it. Let's get into it. So, one of the first things that I wrote down that I can remember is motherhood is beautiful, because I don't want this video to be discouraging to new moms. I don't want this video to be discouraging to moms that are currently expecting, or, women that are just kind of thinking about it, on the fence about it. I don't want you to look at this video and be like, oh, child, well, listen to her. I ain't, because at the end of the day, you're only going to take from what you perceive. But I don't want my opinion, my experience, my commentary to make you go, I'm okay. And if it does that, I'm praying that it's coming more so from you than from what I'm saying. So I want to start out by saying motherhood is beautiful. I literally do not know. I tell my friends this all the time. I don't know what I was doing before I was a mom. And that is not me just saying that. I promise I don't know. Like, before I was a mother to Ezekiel, I was like, what was I doing prior? Like, I'm so confused. I just don't know what my life was before. And it's not to say that I did not have a life. It's just that, like, once you become a mom, like, literally your world, like, is changed, like, completely. Like, and I don't mean to say like a whole bunch of times, but the only way that I can, like, really explain it. But, like, seriously, like, again, your world is changed. You're totally different. Your responsibility is on a whole nother level. You are way more cautious. I wouldn't say fearful, but you're more cautious. You are more aware. You're more intuitive about things. Like, even if you feel like you don't have intuition, it comes, like, it's almost not even when the baby's born. It comes once you find out you're pregnant. You want to guard your belly so much. You don't want to go out. You want to make sure that you're pretty much planted at home so that nothing happens. That's like your safe haven. You feel like if you're not at home, then it's not right. You have to be at home because you don't want any possibility of anything happening. You don't want to eat the wrong things. You don't want to say the wrong thing. You don't want to think the wrong thoughts. Like, it's so much. And again, this is all Celeste. Okay. I'm not saying this for every mom, but that's how I was feeling. So when I became a mother, I was open to all of these beautiful experiences during my pregnancy, even like the bad stuff. It taught me what I need to eat, what I don't need to eat. I need to exercise. I need to not do too much. I need to not stress so much. So much. So motherhood in itself is beautiful. Even having Jacob, like, motherhood is extremely beautiful. But let's really get into it. So the next thing that I wrote for Celeste, again, I'm probably going to say that every time I go to the next point because I want y'all to know it's about me. But the next thing that I wrote is my insecurities as a mom, or not even insecurities. No, that's not the right word. My inconsistencies. My inconsistencies as a mom has been on an all-time high. Okay, and before y'all hit me in the chat, before y'all hit me in the comments, listen. This is not one of them videos that I need y'all to be like, oh my God, you're such a good mom. You do this, you do that. Oh my God, you make it. No, I don't need that, because I know that I'm a good mom, and I'm not beating myself up. I'm not targeting myself. I'm trying to see why this police is just like randomly sitting right here. But anyways, hopefully he don't say nothing to me. If he come up say something to y'all, then I probably gotta move. But I don't think I do, because all of this is public parking. So he's probably just here trying to catch somebody driving fast from this little streetway. But I know that I'm a good mom. That's not even in question. And I'm not being funny, but I don't even need anybody to tell me I'm a good. I know that. Okay, I'm a good mama. I just beat myself up a lot, and not just when it comes to being a mother, in every aspect of my life. But since we're talking about motherhood, that is one of the areas that I do beat myself up a lot about. And one of the inconsistencies for me is currently where I'm a new mom of a second baby boy. Um, and there's a lot of things that I've learned when it comes to being a parent. And I mean, in the physical sense, like, what time you should be feeding, the time allotment of that, what I should give him. And because Jacob is not solely, but he's combo fed, it's a little bit different from a formula fed baby. That's strictly a formula fed baby. And him wanting to nurse, and learning, like I said before, learning his cues, learning what his cries mean, trying not to get him attached to a pacifier too much, um, learning later on, because I don't want to just focus on right now that he's a newborn, but eventually he's going to be 3 months. Eventually he's going to be 6 months. Eventually he's going to be 12 months. Eventually he's going to be 2 years old. And I have to know, I have to almost prepare myself now for it so that I can, not be like lacking behind, if you will. So it's a lot when it comes to that. But one of the inconsistencies for me right now is like pumping. And to you, it may seem like, oh my God, Celeste, it's not that serious. But like, it's that serious for me because I like, I'm trying to build up a freezer stash. So when I do completely stop breastfeeding, and I mean nursing specifically, he doesn't have to just be completely cut off, like no more milk ever again. It's just going to be formula. Like, no, I want him to have the freezer stash of milk so that if someone babysits him, if he's with his aunt, if he's with his granny, basically not with me or Montreal, he won't be crying out of desperation because, yeah, I got my milk, but I want my mama because I want a nurse. Like, I want him to be really, I want him to be bottle trained, which he already is, but I want him to be adjusted to other people feeding him and not just his mom. Which another thing for me as well is I'm gonna have to stop nursing at night because that's really the only time I nurse. Now, if it's during the day while I'm like out, of course I'm nursing him because sometimes I don't have time to pump before I leave. Sometimes I don't even have the time to pull out my pumps, to pump, to put it in a bottle, to feed him. I only have the time to nurse him. Literally, I can only pull up my shirt, pull up my, by the way, side note, my nursing bras came in the other day, 2 days ago. So I now have my nursing bras. They're basically pumping bras too, but I have my nursing bras so I can basically just unlatch. I have it on right now because I knew we were going out today. But and I knew he was gonna be with me while I was filming. So I was like, if he started crying, baby, listen, boom, right on the tip. But I can pretty much just unloose it, unravel it, whatever you call it, unclip it, and then just pull it down. And it's padded, so it literally looks like a regular bra, but underneath it is where the hole is. Now I stretched my hole a little bit more because it's obviously brand new, so you have to like break it in, and so I had to stretch it just a little bit so that I could so that his whole mouth could fit around my areola as well, because he does not like to just, in fact, he's not supposed to. He's actually supposed to be around my areola so that way he can have a good latch and a good feeding, and he won't be like he won't be discomforted or uncomfortable or anything like that, or be in discomfort. So love that for him and love that for me because it's making things so much easier. I think he's starting to wake up. Yeah, he's starting to wake up, but I'm gonna get him once he start crying. But it's just little stuff like that, like trying to pump and making sure, because again, I'm not working, so you would think that like my freezer stash will be turned up right now, and it's not. Now I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna try to show y'all in a vlog when I get home. The stash is slowly building up, and it's only again because I'm not pumping, not because I'm not producing. I'm not pumping like I should, like I'm supposed to. So that makes things a little bit more difficult, but I'm trying to store my freezer stash again, so that way once I completely stop, then yeah, you better go on and go because that police probably looking for you. Okay, this random man just standing right here. He looked like he's scared to walk. He looked like he's scared to walk past the police car. Just go, baby. He ain't gonna arrest you. It ain't nothing you doing wrong but walking. You are black, but I mean that's wrong technically in this day and age. But anyway, see, this is why I probably should have just filmed at the house because I'm too distracted. That's one of the inconsistencies for me, is pumping and not being as on top of it as I should be. And my thing is, when I pump, I want to see something. I don't want to just be pumping just for nothing. But I have to remember, if you're pumping every hour, sis, you're emptying out your breast so much that by the time you pump the next hour, that's it. And then when I pump for an hour. Y'all know that. So I'm like, if you're pumping every hour for an hour, you're not gonna get nothing, bro. Like, chill out. So that's another thing that actually ties it to the next point of beating myself up and having this like mental anguish. Like, I'm just always overthinking everything. And it's like, Celeste, take it one day at a time. Take it one step at a time. Your baby is fed. You can tell he fed because the baby is growing. Okay. Baby's getting chunky. Okay, when people hold him, they're like, this is not the same baby I was holding. Like, yeah. And that's even low key tied into the next point, but I'll just wait. But even with him like growing and developing, like I see him developing, I see him growing. Jacob talks, he stands up, he's doing things at 2 months. Mind you, he just turned 2 months Saturday. Okay, so it ain't even been a full week, and he does things like just out of this world, like stuff that I cannot imagine, like stuff Zeke wasn't even doing. And I used to think Zeke was advanced. No, that baby is advanced. And they always say your second baby is like your, I wouldn't say bad baby because I don't want to say bad. Excuse my voice, y'all. I'm sorry. But like they are your like very unique, different. They have their own kind of style, own type of personality type of baby. And that is so him. It is not even funny. So I can only imagine when he turns 6 months what he's going to be doing. Like it's insane. But it's beating myself up. It's almost like bullying my own self because I'm not, where I should be. I'm not at a place of, you know, where my milk should be. I'm not at a place where I should be as a mom. Like it's always stuff like that that just like overwhelms you, overtakes you, and it makes you feel bad, if I'm not cooking for them. And again, these are all separate points, but I'm just going to put them all in one. But that's one of the things. I don't cook every single day. And this can also tie into me being a wife as well. But I'm really trying to stay as much as I can on motherhood. But it's kind of hard. Like when you are a wife and you are a mom, like it's kind of hard to just talk about one without talking about the other. But that's like a downfall that I have, like not cooking every day for my kids because I'm like, they deserve a hot cooked meal just as much as my husband does. They deserve, you know, food, not no McDonald's every day, not French fries, not, and granted, y'all know Jacob, he not eating that right now, but specifically with Zeke, like he deserves, hot meals and not no little cheap stuff from the stove. Like, and even if I'm not able to cook every day, the least I could do is, you know, prepare something maybe the night before so he could have dinner the next day. Like stuff like that just makes me feel really bad because I'm just like, and then like if I can be transparent and honest and open, like there was a time that literally all Zeke would eat was fries. And I used to get so like mad at myself and I never even told my child about it because he watches me. Whatever I do, he pretty much emulates because it's like not that he don't know what to do, but like that's typically what most men do. Like they don't really understand like being a mother and they're not supposed to because they're not women. But he pretty much follows like my outline and like whatever I do, if I change his diaper in my lap, he probably gonna change it. Is now there's certain things my child like that's actually one of the things he don't do. He is like, babe, please don't change him in front of people. Like, go find a secluded place and change him. And I'm like, Montreal, it's not that serious. Now, Zeke, mainly because he's older, he actually is growing in that area. So it's like just for his privacy. Also because he's too big to be in my lap. Like changing him with his long legs and then Zeke be kicking you and scratching you and touching on you and all of that kind of stuff. Now Jacob, of course, he's little. He's not really in it. He doing what he doing. He minding his business. But that's actually one of the things Montreal will not do. Like literally, if you ever see, he is not going to change his diaper in front of people. If he do, it's more than likely because there's no other place to change him but right there. But I promise you, he hates that. But it's just little stuff like that. Like that used to get to me. That he literally every day after school we would go to a fast food place before we picked him up, or it would be after we picked him up. Okay, hold on, y'all. He's crying. And one thing I'm not gonna do is reach over. Hold on, y'all. Sorry. Oh shit. Okay, he wasn't really waking up. He was just making noise. But I said, listen, I ain't even finna keep you back there because eventually you are gonna wake up, and I ain't got time. So we're gonna keep him up here. But yeah, like it used to really bother me because I just used to be like I want him to eat food, but at the same time, I'm not gonna beat myself too much just because he was only eating that because that's all he wanted to eat. He didn't want to eat vegetables. He didn't want to eat meat. Like he only wanted fries. And of course, like we incorporated vegetables. Y'all, I am so hot. Okay. We definitely incorporated that stuff in his meals, but that's just not what he desired. So one thing about me, I'm not gonna force it like at all with anybody. If it ain't what you want, that ain't what you want. And I knew eventually I would have to not let that be the case, because at the end of the day, you have to have vegetables. You have to eat your fruit. You have to eat, good things to put in your body, because that's literally grease every day. And mind you, that wasn't his dinner, that was lunch. I mean, it was dinner because by the time we picked him up, it was roughly 5 o'clock, but it was still technically like lunch, dinner, and then he would want to eat a little bit later. And I didn't want to give him like a whole bunch of snacks, because then that's just junk food. So it's little stuff like that that I used to beat myself up about, because I'm like, I'm not doing good. Like all these other kids eating this, eating that, they got this, they got that, and we got food. So that's like another part that used to irritate me, because I'm like, we have food in this house. So there's no, so I started, allowing him to eat fries, but I would also put green beans on it. So I would stop going to fast food places, and I would just get fries from like the local supermarket or whatever. And I would bake them in the oven, just like the regular fries that you get from the fast food place. And I would put a green bean, I would put some corn, I would put some broccoli, like something, asparagus, something that looks fun. Now what I do is give him the string beans or asparagus, because he can actually hold it. He likes to hold his food. So I'm like, okay, that's perfect. But it is like still one of those things that is still a challenge even to this day. Like there's sometimes Ezekiel will eat a whole plate of green beans, and then for like the next 2 weeks he's not fooling with green beans. Another time he'll eat corn, won't fool with corn the next 2 weeks. Like, and as frustrating as that can be, I have to move with the pace of Ezekiel. Like we run him, right? We are over him, but you technically have to go with what your child is going with. So even like down to me and my trust, sometimes we have small little disagreements that, it's almost like you have to realize that you're taking two individual people. Okay, we're married, but we're still two totally individual people that have two totally different backgrounds when it comes to our upbringing. It's kind of the same, but as far as parenting, like household wise. And then outside of that, we still have two different styles of parenting. So from what we saw growing up, and then what we have adapted just as our own. And that is difficult, because Montreal believes a certain thing, I believe a certain thing, I want a certain thing a certain way, he wants a certain thing a certain way. Now, mind you, we don't ever argue about our kids. We just have disagreements, because we never obviously want them to see us argue, which will probably happen once or twice, because at the end of the day, like, we're not gonna always be in our bedroom arguing. Like there's gonna be times we in the car mad, or in the store mad, and they with us. But we're gonna try our best to, not let them see us, because we want them to see, that you can be in a relationship and healthy, and argue and disagree healthily. But actually, not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before, we were at Starbucks, and we literally had, I think it was in the vlog. Y'all didn't know that that's what it was, but that's actually what it was. When I put he's always fussing, because he was fussing at me. And he was pretty much just saying, like, don't get frustrated with him, because basically the thing was, he had just ate some donuts that morning. It wasn't even like 2 hours after the fact. It was like an hour afterwards that he had just ate some donuts. And we pull up to Starbucks because I wanted Starbucks. So I got me what I wanted from Starbucks. I did not get Ezekiel anything, because first of all, he has snacks in his bag. So if he ever gets hungry after he ate, we can give him a snack. He'll be fine until we go out to eat after service. So we pull up to Starbucks, and he's having a temper tantrum. He's crying. He's crying. I can't stand unnecessary crying. Y'all don't, if y'all really keep up with my vlogs, y'all know I have literally said that. I don't like unnecessary crying. It's not that I don't like him to cry. He's a baby. He doesn't understand. He doesn't comprehend my frustration. He doesn't comprehend my negative energy. He doesn't comprehend any of that. So if I'm getting mad and going off, he's just gonna look at me like, okay, because he don't understand. But I'm getting frustrated, because I'm like, Ezekiel, you just ate. And all of a sudden, we pull up to a fast food place. First of all, you don't even know what Starbucks is, because I've never been to Starbucks with Ezekiel ever. So I'm like, you don't even know what this is, bro. Like, be so serious right now. So I'm getting frustrated. And my trailer's like pretty much telling me in a nutshell, you're wasting your energy. You're wasting your time. He doesn't understand. So luckily, there was a Starbucks, and then there was a McDonald's right next to it. So he ends up pulling up to, I was giving him some of my food, because I just didn't want to hear him cry. But we pulled up to McDonald's, and that's where he pretty much gave me the whole lecture about just be patient, like just be understanding, because he doesn't understand why you're mad. He just knows she got some food, so I want some food. So that means somebody needs to give me some food. And then, mind you, typically if he sees some food and you give him a little bit, he's satisfied. He doesn't have to have more and more and more and more and more. He was like pissing me off because he just wanted more and more and more. And I wanted what I like. I'm always sharing my food with Ezekiel, but I really wanted what I wanted from Starbucks, and I did not want to give not even the slightest piece. And for me to have to keep breaking it off and breaking it off and just see it leave my hand, y'all, it was making me so mad. Like, it's even like restless nights. Like, you don't get sleep, especially in this stage where, they're newborns and they're feeding all the time. I know when I came back from the hospital, um, Jacob definitely gave me 1 day of a lot of sleep. And that was it. It was like the next day when he realized, oh, I'm in my home. Oh, baby, he turned up. He turned up 30 times. And he literally woke up probably every 2 hours to feed. At that time, of course, literally, it was like the third or fourth day I was in the house. So I'm not producing anything. And I'm so slow. I didn't even know that I could start pumping as soon as I got home. I could actually start pumping like the last week or so before I give birth and while I'm in the hospital. But it did not dawn on me. They even gave me my pump while I was in the hospital. It just didn't dawn on me, y'all. And mind you, that was my first time experiencing going on like full force with breastfeeding. So there was a lot of things that I honestly was still learning while in the hospital and even transitioning to the house. And that was just one of the things that I was just like, oh my God, I wish I would have known because I could have been had my milk going crazy. So that's really why I was even supplementing with formula because I had not been pumping. All I was doing was nursing, and granted, that was producing and making milk for me, but it hadn't come in. So he still needed to supplement with formula because there was no other alternative unless I was just going to be delirious and not present for my other child and my husband. So I was supplementing with formula at the time. It was Similac Ready to Feed, and then I ended up switching him because he was able to take powder formula then or after the fact. So I started giving him the Gerber brand, and ever since then he was good. He's already ran out of that formula because I typically use that if I hadn't pumped for the day, which never happens. I always at least get one pump in. If I don't do 2 or 3, I get one pump in of the day. I try to do that. But I only do the formula when I'm like out if I don't get the chance to pump or I don't get the chance to nurse. But I mean, I'm kind of like at the point where, my milk is coming in so strongly. I always have a stash stored up. And then if I don't have any bottles made, I will have a freezer stash that I can just thaw out and just give him those bottles. But then all that does is just knock down my volume. And I'm like, no, I'm trying to build that up. I don't want to give him that at all. If I can keep that in there for 6 months, you better guarantee I'm going to keep that milk in there for 6 months until that milk is no longer good. Okay. So, I'm pretty much just using that for the backup once I get to the month of May because that is when I wanted to end my breastfeeding journey. But again, y'all know I love it so much that I'm just kind of like, I don't know. Like, we'll see. We'll see what it's given. Right now, it's given I want to continue to go. But I know me, eventually I'm gonna I just know me. And I know that I'm probably not gonna want to stop. So motherhood, leaps into the relationship, as I told y'all. A lot of people, okay, I remember when I made the comment on one of my vlogs. I can't remember which one it was. I think it's when I got the diaper genie. I remember I had said in the video that like with breastfeeding, your relationship takes a slight, not a hit like, well, y'all about to break up or anything like that, but they get put on the back burner because right now your baby needs you. Right now your sole priority is your child, and not even really just your relationship. If you got any other kids, oh, they definitely getting put on the ice. They definitely get put on ice because you're trying to be stress free. Okay, you don't want to be upset, you don't want to be angry. And sometimes your kids, if they're moving around a lot, doing too much, that can really do a lot. And because your milk is trying to come in, you want to be as relax free, stress free, tension free as possible. And so that's pretty much what it was for me. And because I decided that I wanted to nurse him at night, of course, in the beginning, I was nursing all day. So, but at night, like I said in the vlog, that's when you trying to get freaky dicky. And, of course, he eventually sleeps. It's not like he up just like from 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. He eventually sleeps, but it's not for a long period of time. It's for a short amount of time. So in that amount of time, like, you don't want to just hit it and quit it. You want to take time with your partner. You want to love on them. You want to embrace them. That's your time of worship, literally with your spouse. And you don't want it to feel like a quick 1, 2, and you out. sometimes it just got to be like that because you already know your baby gonna wake up. Even now, to the point where Jacob is a little bit older, and not a little bit, but he's not a lot of bit older. He's just a little bit older, but he's a little bit older where he's definitely sleeping throughout the night too, by the way. He's sleeping throughout the night. If he wakes up, it's only just the nurse for like 5 minutes and then he go right back to sleep. But he's good. You know what I'm saying? So of course now we are able to like be more intimate with each other for longer stretches. Me and my like to talk. Like we like to talk to each other at night. I notice we do that. I don't even know if it's like intentional, but we really do like to talk to each other at night. Cause like during the day, you're just kind of doing your own thing, just kind of like whatever. Sometimes we'll go out to eat during the day with each other. And now that we have the baby, he'll be with us. But it's just like all of that matters. And when you're trying to uphold being a mom, being a wife, being a friend, being a sister, being a church member, being all of those things, it can be a lot on one person. And so one thing that I do to like decompress is things like this. I swear to I promise you, like I'm not just saying it because I film, but like filming decompresses me. And honestly, now if I'm in a bad state where I'm just like, okay, no, I don't want to do nothing, I'm not gonna film because that's gonna read across the camera way too well. But for the most part, if I just need a little 1-2 breather, filming helps me. Doing stuff like this, sitting outside looking at nature, looking at cars drive by. Like it sounds stupid, but it's so me. Going to Chick-fil-A to just sit. I don't even have to order anything. Like just going to sit and look at the sign. Going to see kids run around the park. Like that kind of stuff does so much for me because I'm out of the house. I'm not in the house where all my thoughts can consume me. I'm just out where I'm free. The world is free. Like I'm just free. It's almost like jumping out of an airplane. Like you're just free. And that helps me a lot. That helps me to think. That helps me to get my thoughts together. That helps me to realize what I was tripping over was just like nothing. And I can like regroup. And I try to do it too before I go get Ezekiel, which is why I try to do things during the day as well. So that when I get back home, when he gets home, that's it. That's another thing. Like, bro, it's so much. I'm not lying. It's back to back. Like as soon as like I have time from the time I drop him off and then I'm at home. But as soon as Ezekiel gets home, I'm in mommy mode. I'm in mommy mode. I'm cooking. I'm taking off his shoes, changing his diaper, taking off his clothes, getting his food ready, warming up his food, feeding it to him if he's not ready to feed right now, because sometimes he be acting like he's still Jacob age. So, dealing with his mood swings. Did he have a good day? If he's too quiet, what happened? If he's super energetic, how can I allow him to express himself without me getting upset because I want to look at TV, at this point, or I'm trying to clean up and you all in the way, throwing toys in the kitchen and you see me cleaning. Like, or I need to take a shower. We got service tonight. I got to make sure I'm ready. Jacob ready. Your bag's ready. Jacob bag ready. Ezekiel bag ready. My purse ready. Like everything. Like I'm waiting on all of that or trying to get all of that together. How my hair gonna look for the service? Do I gotta sing? You okay, baby? Hi. You want your passy? Yeah. Yeah. Do I have to sing before the service? I need to decompress for a moment before because I just got through yelling at Zeke and now I'm like all out of whack. Did Montreal leave his Bible? Do he got his extra shirt? Do he got his deodorant? Because I don't want him to be stinking up there laying hands on folks. Do he got breath mints? Like I'm thinking of all of these things. I'm not his assistant, but I'm his assistant. At the end of the day, I don't care what assistant he has. The wife is always the assistant, okay? I'm always the assistant by default because, the assistant literally may forget something or they may have all of the technical stuff, but they don't pray for him. I mean, they should, but they're not praying for him. They're not they don't know that his favorite, Gatorade is lemon lime or lime lemon, whatever. Like they're not thinking about the like in-depth stuff, or do he got on his favorite ring or his favorite necklace that gives him comfort, did he see me before he went to go speak? Whatever, like whatever his, knickknack is, whatever his thing is. And so you're always going to be the assistant by default. And I'm also trying to make sure not only that I got 2 kids bags packed and they got everything, but I got to have a third kid's bag packed as well. He got to make sure he got his Bible. He got to make sure he got a towel, change of clothes, um, perfume or cologne, like all of that kind of stuff that is so important and vital to his ministry so he can operate well. And that's just like so much. It's so much. And I'm supposed to be talking about motherhood and I'm talking about everything else. But it's just like that's really what it is, y'all. Like it's so much to this. And it sounds like a lot of complaints, but it's actually beautiful. That's why I started off by saying it's beautiful, because in reality, it is beautiful. Like it's something that I wouldn't trade because it gives me something to do. I don't like to just sit around. It gives me something to do. I'm always thinking of something to do. Fun activities for the kids or for Ezekiel. Um, Fun things for me to, in Montreal to do just randomly during the day when he's off, or when he gets off and then he finally wakes up from resting. Like, let's go out, or let's go here, let's go there. Just a lot of stuff that, like, you try to think of to incorporate to make your marriage spicy, make it fun, make being a parent enjoyable, because sometimes it's not always enjoyable. Sometimes I'm tired, I'm depleted. Sometimes I look at those clothes and I'm like, you know what? They can go another day. In reality, they can't go another day without being washed, bro. Like, go wash those clothes. They can't go another day without being folded. They need to be put up so you can actually put them out to wear. Like, oh my God. And then the bottles, we're not going to even talk about the bottles, because I literally just went to the store and bought some more bottles. And I'm like, really? BFFR, Celeste, why would you buy more bottles when you've been complaining about washing so many bottles? I don't buy so many bottles now. Well, I don't say so many, it's only 6. But like washing those bottles, and like me, I'm extra. Y'all know this by now. Y'all know this. I'm extra. I will rewash until I can't rewash it no more. I need all the germs gone for my baby. I will sterilize them things. I have a bottle warmer, a portable bottle warmer that I literally clean out every day, because, well, not every day, just when I use it, because I don't know if you know, but water stains, and water eventually, like, and it rusts. So like if you keep water in there, even if it's clean and pure, like it doesn't matter. Even if it's filtered, it gets rusty. So I clean that out all the time. I'm always washing dishes. I'm always washing clothes. I'm always cleaning out the bathroom, and I get overwhelmed. Like I do. But again, my way of decompressing is this. I don't know your specific way, but I would encourage you, like, just go and sit in the car, baby. Take a drive. Like, please, something. Fill your car up now. Don't drive on E. But just take a drive somewhere. Like, go in Walmart and just walk around. Like, something that you like to do. And even if it's something you don't like to do, something that maybe put you out of your comfort zone. Maybe going in a store and vlogging it. If you are a vlogger, like vlogging in front of a whole bunch of people is uncomfortable, but that is really helping you to get something off. Do it, because at the end of the day, nobody else matters. Like, it's about what is going to help you and what's going to shoot you forward. And for me, that just helps me. Sometimes I'll even call a friend and just be like, hey, what you doing? And just talk, just so I'm not consumed with my thoughts, just so I'm not thinking about that. Sometimes I'm a little extra and I might go shopping, but I rarely do that because I am very strict about being on a budget. But sometimes I might just go and, do that. Or I'll go on Amazon. Amazon makes everybody happy. Amazon is the problem solver to all our problems. So go on Amazon and get you a nice tumbler cup. I have the same size cup. If y'all didn't watch the vlog, go watch the vlog. This cup is the same size as my black cup. But I got it because I was like stressed and I wanted another cup. I didn't intentionally mean to get this size. I meant to get a larger one, which I'm still going to do. But I got it because I literally, like, stuff like this makes me happy. Pillows, sheets, comforters, duvets, stuff like that stuff makes me happy. Curtains, freaking stuff for my car, like cleaning supplies, stuff makes me happy. So at the end of the day, I want this video to be like, dang, mothers do a lot. And I didn't even really get into the tea because really, like, I have a lot that I'm thinking about in my head, but I can't say because I just don't know how to word it. But like, please know this. If this is an hour, if it's 30 minutes, if it's 45 minutes, however long this video is, please know that is 1% of motherhood. Even in that, that is 1% of motherhood, because we can really get into some things when it comes to people and their opinions about you being a mother. Yeah. And we're talking about family as well. You should have did this. You should have said this. You should have put this on him. Maybe you need to do this. Is he in this size yet? It's like, baby, if you have any suggestions, guess what you can do? Run up to the store and go get it for him. Order it off of Amazon and shut your mouth. And stop telling me what I need to do as a parent. And then let's not even talk about being a parent. It's people that got something to say about the mothers. Ain't nobody talking about the daddies and their lacklusterness and what they don't do and what they don't contribute to and what they talking about they can't do, won't do, shouldn't do. We ain't gonna talk about that. But the minute a mother says she need a break, the minute a mother says she's tired, the minute a mother is overwhelmed, oh baby, we get it. We get ate up. We get ate up so bad, bro. Like it's not even funny. That's why I was like, I didn't want to get into all that because that can shift this whole video from positive to negative. But it's so real, y'all. Like for real, I'm really thinking about like just forgetting about that and just talking about it because for real, like that's what really send moms into overdrive. Not even being a single mother. Because that in itself is that's self-explanatory. I'm single. I'm doing this by myself. But let's not talk about the women that's married that have to do everything by themselves. Let's not talk about the women that's married that literally do A through Z and the man just sitting back like it's nothing. Putting the baby out to the mama, can't shower, can't brush their teeth, can't go out. Like there's women that actually experience that kind of stuff and I feel for them because I'm like I just wish that men would do better. I really wish men would just understand. Even if you don't understand it, respect it. If she says she need a break, don't hit her with no, what you need a break for? No, no, no. You should be doing, you should be, no, no, no. Get this baby because it's your baby. That kind of stuff, like it boils my blood when I hear women go through stuff like that because I'm just like, why? Like, why? Why? You know, Pampers ain't cheap, diapers ain't cheap. They can't advocate for themselves. So we are literally their voice, mind, body, soul, all that. So when they cry, we can only assume they're hungry. We can only assume they want mommy and daddy. We don't know. So that in itself is already overwhelming. Okay, I think he wants to nurse y'all. Hold on. Okay. Y'all, man, I'm telling you, it is so much to being a mother. And when I that's really why I support my friends for like loving on me and being gracious with me, my family for loving on me, being gracious with me, because I couldn't imagine being a part of a environment that's always judging what you do as a mother and what you don't do as a mother, what you don't say, what you don't, and like that kind of stuff just, and some people are doing it because they are trying to help you, but you know the difference between help and somebody being just downright disrespectful to you and just judging your motherhood and your parenting. But overall, y'all, all I can say is I really do love being a mama. Like I love my kids, and again, there are times and days that I'm like I need a break. I often tell people too, like my break is not like I need a vacation. My break is just like I need a few hours away from them and I'm good. Montrell's break is like he need a vacation, and it's hilarious because I'm just like, boy, I just need a few hours and I'm okay. But we have a vacation coming up soon and I'm just so excited for it. It's not going to be difficult for me this time. It was hard because I was a first time mom to Zeke, so our vacation was like a little bit much for me, but I still overall enjoyed myself. By the second to last day, I was ready to go back home and get my baby. But I feel like this time around, I know what I'm doing. I'm a second time mom, and I know that I need the break. It's not about the fact that I just want him. Like, I know at the end of the day, no, you need to take this time, to just be with your husband. You literally had a kid back to back. Y'all had a kid back to back in a sense. So you want to just like spend time with him and just love on him and give him that kind of all that attention, and vice versa. He can give me all the attention because even though he's not with the kids 24/7 because he works, he definitely is a dad. So there's that. Like he's definitely there for his children, and he loves his kids and would do anything for them. And sometimes he gets burnt out. Like when he gets off right back up because I'm going to take Zeke to school, so he has to get up and deal with Jacob. It can be a lot, because he is not really getting sleep like that. So it's a lot, but I love our dynamic. I love both of us. I love us as parents. I love our kids. And I really hope and pray you guys took away, and even you guys that have been judgmental before becoming a parent. If you're not a parent and you were that judgmental parent, I hope this video encourages you to give the mama some grace, give the daddy some grace. They're even single dads. Give them grace we can only do what we know to do. There's no rule book, there's no play by play. And even if there was, all of us don't be following rules. We be doing what we want to do. They tell you not to give your baby water at, before a certain amount of months, and we do it because we feel like we know what's best for our kids, and nothing happened to them. At least that's what some of them be saying. I don't like that. Don't be telling me ain't nothing. I don't care because I'm not about to do that. If my baby ain't supposed to have no water, I'm not going to get him no water. We need to work on that for real. Like, our people be doing the most sometimes. But true enough, nothing has happened to the kids, child. So I guess it is what it is. But yeah, I hope this video has allowed you to extend grace to that person. And then I hope for you, mama, that you are giving yourself grace. Do not beat yourself up. Do not overwhelm yourself. You can only do what you can do. If you're doing this single, guess what? You doing it. And you got it better. You doing probably better than us that's married because you holding it down by yourself, literally. So congratulations to you. Like, you're doing it and you're making it work. So keep going. Please keep going. Do not stop. There's no reason for you to stop. It's no reason for you to give up. You got this. So I love y'all. I think I'm gonna end it here because it's going on 3:15. I'm surprised Montreal ain't called me. Oh no. But he probably did. My phone is on Do Not Disturb. I just thought about that. So he probably did call me, but oops. But yeah, I'm gonna just probably sit here. I'm probably gonna go back up to the house to drop these groceries off that I got for Zeke. And then I'm gonna go pick him up. And that'll be that. The vlog is going up today. Y'all have already seen it though, but it's going up today. I'm currently editing it, so y'all will see it, and I hope you guys enjoy it. It's a little short vlog, and I apologize for that. But we gonna get back to the long vlogs. It's kind of short. It's not short, but it's shorter than the vlogs that I've previously uploaded. It was a short one. It wasn't a lot going on, but like I just wasn't getting like all the footage because I was actually in the moment. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.